Hello and welcome to the Thirsty Bitches podcast, where we talk about anything under the sun, from books, entertainment, self-help, and even a little spice. I'm Victoria.
I'm Kiara.
And I'm Katalyn.
We're here to talk about BookTok yet again, because shit always be happening.
It's been a while since we've talked about it.
It's been a hot second, but a lot of stuff has happened since we last talked about it.
True.
I don't know what it is specifically with this platform where there's always some shit going on. I don't remember BookTube being like this. I don't remember Bookstagram being like this. Book Twitter is like a cesspit. So I don't ever venture into there.
It's like an echo chamber. Like we don't go there.
But like BookTok has just been on one. So that's what we're here to talk about.
We're gonna get into it. But before we get started, we are going to jump into our quenchable moments. And if you're new here, a quenchable moment is something happy or exciting that has happened to us over the last week or so that we want to share with each other and with you. So to start us off, Victoria, what was your quenchable moment?
So my quenchable moment is a birthday gift, which it will be this person's birthday the day this episode goes up. So happy birthday, Summer, if you're listening.
Happy birthday, Summer! That's fun. The Alex to my Henry.
Yes. But I have been working on these for months because I could not figure out for the life of me what to get you for your birthday, because I dropped the ball for Christmas and I felt really bad. So I was like, knew I needed to do something special. And then I stumbled across old paperback copies of Twilight. So I decided to make you your own custom rebinds for your birthday. They will have arrived to you before this episode goes up. So that's the only reason why I've been showing these now. I have been trying so hard not to share these, and I have been waiting for the episode for the day that your birthday goes out, or the episode that goes out on the day of your birthday. I really hope that you like these.
I'm sure she's going to love them.
She will.
And I put a lot of thought into the design for these, and it took a lot. So
I was searching Washington and California to get books for Victoria.
Yeah, because I found the first three. I found Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse, but I could not find Breaking Dawn. And I was determined to find a copy of Midnight Sun, because if you guys listen to either of our Twilight episodes, and you know that Summer loves Midnight Sun. And I was like, I have to have a copy of that for her. So she's getting the complete set minus Brie Tanner. But yeah, I really hope that she likes these. It was my first time doing a window and this sort of like suede material. And yeah, I really hope she enjoys them. And
she's gonna love them. There's also, I found another book. It's called Twilight and History. It's not written by Stephanie Meyer. It's written by a historian.
Mm-hmm.
But Katalyn, they use APA.
Gross.
Burn it.
I saw a TikTok this morning of a girl finding a burned page of Twilight on the beach. I laughed.
Oh, yeah. I sent it to a bunch of people. Also, I did not include Life and Death. She hasn't read Life and Death. I don't know that she ever will read Life and Death.
Any of us should read Life and Death.
So, but yeah, that's my quenchable moment. I'm like pretty proud of these because, you know, I'm still like super new to rebinds. I'm gonna be redoing all of Kira's because she sent me the wrong size. But I also want to do a new design for hers.
I had no idea that there were mass market paperback sizes of Harry Potter.
Well, to be fair, the ones that I had were like the original ones that came out like in the early 2000s.
So they're like a good probably half-inch shorter than these ones.
Yeah, I was unaware,
but it's okay. I wanted to do a different design for you anyway, so it actually works out in the long run.
I feel like my Harry Potter books are probably some of the very first ones you ever bound. So yeah,
they were. Yeah, I'm very excited. I really hope you like them. Happy birthday, Summer.
She's gonna love them. We'll make sure that you take a cute aesthetic photo, and we will post them on our Instagram for you guys to see the full set, because they look great, and you all should see them. And everyone should ask Victoria to bind stuff for them, because she loves them.
Vanessa's already working on a cover design for her copies of Cruel Prince. So
that's so funny. Katalyn, what was your quenchable moment?
My quenchable moment is whilst I was on TikTok this morning. Literary Loft had posted a video of her doing a new print It's of Nesta, and I have a picture of it pulled up. And I immediately went and bought a copy of it.
That's gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah. So should
thing.
Yeah. Should I be spending money? No. But I needed it.
Listen, I've been saying the
for
same
reasons.
Why not?
So yeah. I ordered that this morning. And I don't know when it'll be here, but yeah, I'm excited. It's probably gonna replace this back there. So, because I got the bigger print of it.
Nice.
Well, I'm excited to see it, especially up on your wall. I think it'll look great.
Yes. Yes.
All the Nesta merch.
All of it. I'm Nesta girly, what can I say? Mm-hmm. But Kiara, what's your quenchable moment?
So my quenchable moment is actually something that you have enjoyed as well, Katalyn. The Thirsty Collective, we were sent an ARC from Bloomsbury. It is Kalynn Brown. Is that his last name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kalynn Brown's new book coming out this June. It should be coming out, I think, it's the
20th.
Yeah, so I thought it was the 20th or the 23rd. I didn't know. So this book literally just out at the time of this episode airing. It is You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. Oh my god. This had me on my toes. It is Friday the 13th meets Jordan Peele thriller. So if you know, you know. It's a really quick read, but the twists and turns at the end really do get you.
I read it in a day.
It's basically a bunch of teenagers who run a what would you even call that? Like a scare camp. It's like
an escape room,
but it's like a camp.
At summer camp. Yeah, summer camp escape room.
A summer camp escape room. They have the final girl. Like only they get to choose. Like the people who work there choose who's like gonna survive the night, and they win T-shirts and stuff. But it all goes to hell in a handbasket at the end when the people who work there start dying. It's so good. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I stayed up really late to try and finish it because I just couldn't put it down. I'm like, I need to know how this ends. Same. And you're just like, and the way it ends and then the epilogue, and you're like,
yeah. I was like, is there gonna be another one?
I'm sorry, but the ending of the epilogue gives me Scream vibes, where it's like they will make more and more and more because apparently Scream just never dies.
Yeah.
So everyone, you should get this. Go read it. If you want to wait, I would definitely say buy it now and hold it for a good spoopy read in October. It's a really great one for that. And yeah, highly recommend.
It's so good. It was so good. I read it so fast.
So I didn't understand how you could have read it so fast, and then I got into it and I'm just like, oh
yeah.
I will say the beginning of it was kind of slow for me. Like I felt like they were just being dumb.
And
I'm just like,
that's valid.
I just feel like they went through too many days of just like, yeah, we're just gonna keep having this like thing, and then they got into like the scare tactic part with like them dying. I would have liked that to have happened a little bit sooner, but overall, like, it was so good. Had me on my toes the whole time.
Nice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very exciting. I'll make sure to check it out. But speaking of books, circle right on back to BookTok. So at this moment in time, the big thing that's been happening lately is this issue with Sarah Stusek, an author who has essentially just tanked their career because anybody knows anything about readers, we don't forget.
No.
We do not forget that shit. And she essentially got on TikTok ranting and raving about the fact that she got a 4-star review for her debut novel. 4 stars for a debut is really good.
Good.
It's very impressive.
But the thing is like she had eight reviews, I want to say.
Yeah.
All of them are 5 stars, and then she got 1 4-star review, and she lost her shit.
Yeah, and the review itself was very well composed, had good constructive feedback. She said that she really enjoyed it. She just said that the ending was a little predictable. And for anyone that's a reader, you know that 4 stars for any book is essentially like, I really liked it. I'm going to recommend it to friends. It's great. It's not perfect, It's not my end all be all, but it's still a great read.
I give everything a 4-star unless it blows me out of the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this
So,
book, 5 stars, blew me out of the water.
yeah.
But
So, and most of us are pretty like, I don't know why a lot of us are like this, but we're pretty like compelled to not give a lot of books 5 stars. I don't
Or
give out
I
5
do.
stars very easily.
I do.
I'm the type of reader to not give out 5 stars very easily or very often. So like most books for me are usually a 4-star read. So in my mind, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's really good. She got 4 stars. No, she lost it. She called this reviewer a bitch
on
shit.
TikTok.
on TikTok. And this author has a pretty decent following. She had like almost 100,000 followers as of when I looked. And if she was already knee deep in this drama by then.
Oh my god.
And I found out about this because of a creator named Ziggy. If you guys don't know Ziggy, they're a pretty big Black and LGBTQ rights activists. Well, they're not necessarily an activist, but that's something that they're very passionate about. I can't remember exactly what Ziggy's pronouns, so I'm just going to use they, them for the time being. But Ziggy got on and was like, no, people don't like you, not because you're you, but because, or not because your book's bad, but because you're an asshole. Essentially.
Yeah.
Like, you're not getting bad reviews because your book was bad. It's because you're a dickhead, which was exactly the case. So
don't be an asshole.
The author got on and was like, you guys clearly can't take a joke. I'm a comedian. I don't understand what it is with people saying that they're a comedian. The point of a joke is that it's supposed to be funny. This shit was not funny. It was fucking rude. Nobody was laughing.
Ziggy uses he, him, his.
Okay, thank you. But yeah, he came on and was like, no, you're a dick. And I was like,
you sent me that TikTok and I was just like, what's the drama? What's the drama?
And then started getting more and more and more of it. And like this author, Sarah, was talking about how like she had a movie deal and all this. Gone now because she published through Spark Books. And if you don't know, Spark Books, you pay them to publish your work. So she had to pay like almost 10 grand to have her book published. They fucking dropped her.
Good for them.
Because of this shit. They were like, we're not going to be a part of this. Thank you, Spark Books, for like standing up for your readers. Because I think that's something that a lot of publishing houses forget. We're your bread and butter. You're not going to fucking survive without us. You fuck the readers over, you're done.
I think what in my head, like what I've been noticing, like just with all these instances, you know, we had Piper CJ and we had other like really minor authors. Now we have this. It's a lot of the times in the way I see it is that these authors that are doing it, they're not people who have been in this space as a reader. They don't seem like they've been readers before, that they were just authors who came into the space. Whereas like you have people who have been readers this whole time who wrote a book and they're just like, I really want you guys to like this. Like, I'll take any criticism that you guys can give me. And like when I edit things, I always preface every time I'm editing something for someone, I'm just like, I want you to know that I'm doing this out of the like I love you. I want this to be good for you. Like, so please don't take my notes as me trying to be mean about the situation. I'm like, everything I'm giving you is constructive criticism, and I'm doing it because I want your book to be the absolute best that it can be. I want you to be the absolute best author that you can be, which means I'm gonna have to give you the hard shit now so you can learn how to be a good writer later. And these authors, they don't understand that. They don't understand what the readers are expecting when they are coming into these spaces. And I think that's just something that we're seeing over and over and over again. And they're sticking their feet in their mouths continuously, and it's just not turning out well.
Well, and it just goes back to the whole authors should not be in reader spaces. Like Goodreads is not an author space.
No,
it is a
you
space
can be in there as a reader if you're a reader.
Absolutely.
If you want to criticize other work because this is how you came across it, like that's great, but stay off of your shit.
Yeah. And I think a lot of authors can benefit from some reviews, but you should not be going through that yourself. You need to have your editing team, whoever, go through, find the feedback that they find is most poignant and most necessary for your work, and have them give it to you in a way that is most consumable for you.
I know for me, like when I start publishing at some point in my life, I'm never going to look at my own page. I'm going to be like, I hired someone to do it for me. You pick out the really, really good ones that make me feel really good, and then you make a list of all the things that I can work on, and I will do that. I don't want to see anything else because I don't do
know
well.
that
I hate myself when I see bad comments.
No,
I don't hate
I
you.
know
I hate me.
I know that's a sticking point for some authors. They're like, well, we need to see the feedback. Yeah, I fully agree that you need to see the feedback, but you need to have somebody else do it for you so you don't have these gut reactions to where you need to immediately respond to someone and call them names or abuse them or whatever. Because we've had instances of authors stalking people. We've had instances of authors sending people like very harmful messages, threatening them. Like, y'all don't need to be doing that. And the same goes for readers. Like, if you're not an author, you shouldn't necessarily be in author spaces because that is also a space for them. And I understand, like, with spaces like TikTok, it's hard because we're always interacting with one another, but we need to be able to have boundaries so that way shit like this isn't happening. But that author, completely out of line, kept doubling down, will not let it go. Like, her career is gone. I've seen so many videos with people leaving comments of like, she's already on my do not read list, like, don't care about her book. And this is from an ARC. This has not been published. This stuff has not been released. So her career is over before it really even began.
I love the TikToks where it's like the stitch and immediately it's just someone like going over to her notes app and just like typing in the name, and that's the entire TikTok. I'm like, I love these.
Yeah, because we've learned. You could write a Shakespearean level work. If you're an asshole to your reviewers, I'm not going to read it.
No.
It could be the best fucking book I've ever read in my life. Not going to read it because you're a dick. You don't deserve that.
It could be
You don't deserve my support. Exactly. That's not the point. You don't deserve my support. So, it's very frustrating, and I can't believe that it keeps happening over and over again. Like, they don't see this shit happen to some other author. And it's not like BookTok is a small community.
No. Well, they probably see it and think, oh, I won't do that, or that won't happen to me.
I mean, our community was big enough for it to be brought up in front of the U.S. Congress when they were talking to the creator of TikTok. Like, BookTok is huge.
Yeah. Yes. And that's the other thing too, is I've been seeing a lot of videos from people outside of BookTok. They're like, yeah, occasionally I see a couple of videos about books. And they were like, and recently this thing happened with this author. They were like, BookTok doesn't forget. I was like, no, we fucking don't. No. God forbid it spreads to the other platforms. She's done. This shit gets on book Twitter. You might as well just delete all of your socials now and let it go.
Yeah. Oh my God. She would be doxxed out of the high heavens.
So it's just like, have a thought. Like, use your 2 brain cells
and rub
them together really good. And think to yourself, is it a good idea for me to get on this social media platform and trash somebody over something really good? No. Bad idea. So just BookTok being BookTok. Like, sometimes this is an instance where BookTok can be a really great space because, like, everybody banded together to protect this girl, especially after reading her review and seeing how kind it was. And her rating on Goodreads now is like less than a 1, I think. Or it's at a 1 star. It
like happened so quickly. The last time I saw it, it was like a 1.96, but it's had to have gone down since then. Like, it's insane. And none of the again, this book is not out yet. Like, these people are just going in and just negative starring her.
Yeah. And I did see a video from somebody who works in a similar like publishing structure, works for a company that's kind of similar to how Sparkbook works. And she was like, she might have the ebook copy and like her typesets and all of that, but she's not going to get any hard copies. They've already cut ties and that stuff likely hasn't happened. So she can publish through KDP and do an ebook. Nobody's going to fucking buy it. She could literally walk up to me with the most gorgeous hardback I've ever seen and throw that shit at me, and I'd burn that thing right on the spot.
Just gone in an instant.
You fucked yourself.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that was like my big thing this week. Kiara, I know that you've seen a lot from like the hockey book stuff. And really quickly before you get into your rant, I just want to say I fully understand why you were upset. I fully understand. But I will say, like, for somebody like me who doesn't know anything about hockey and hasn't read Hockey Romance, seeing some of the reactions to like hockey fans from hockey fans has made me like not want to get into it, because now I'm like, okay, I'm scared. I don't want to be that person and like try and get into it and come across like a fake fan. So like now I'm just like, I'm just never gonna read any hockey books.
No, okay. So
But they're so good.
I walk a very, very fine line.
Yeah.
Because like I love seeing all these new fans. Like I absolutely fucking adore it. I want more people to get into hockey. In my opinion, it is the best, absolute best fucking sport. If you guys don't know, I have been a huge hockey fan since I was a little girl. Like I learned how to skate before I could read. Like I grew up in just outside Los Angeles. I've been a Kings fan since the late 90s. Like my memory, I can't remember a time where I wasn't a hockey fan. We watched the Blackhawks growing up. Like my top 5 teams are the Kings, the Kraken, the Bruins, the Blackhawks, the Capitals, and then the my God, why can't I think of their name? Not the Oilers. It's fuck. They're the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs are like coming in like honorary 6th, like because I have Kyle Clifford plays for them. Like I love them. Kisses. He was a Kings player. Like I am a die-hard hockey fan, and I grew up with it. My dad played hockey. My older brother played travel hockey. Like he was good. Like Kyle was good enough to be in the NHL. He just didn't do well in school, and that held him back, and he wasn't able to like pursue it. But he was an amazing defenseman. So like, you know, I spent my Sundays in the hockey rink at 8 a.m., an hour and a half away from our home, watching these like 14-year-olds throw each other into the into the boards. And like I sat in the car with his gross, sweaty hockey gear for an hour and a half home. And you know how like if you leave food in a car when it's warm, it starts to like smell like it. Okay. Stinky hockey gear in hot car.
Yep.
Hour and a half drive home. So like the scent is like the memory of that scent is like like it's in my head, and sometimes I'll like think I get a whiff of it and I'm like, ugh. But it's like it's something I'm used to. So if like I walk into a hockey locker room, I'm just like, wow, this feels like coming home. Our local ice rink smells like it. It's just like a part of my life. And so I grew up in this realm, and I was treated really poorly as a woman who was a hockey fan. From anyone I came into contact with. Even today, like it's not as bad with them, but like my brothers, they still like treat me sometimes like I am a puck bunny. And if you guys don't know what a puck bunny is, it is basically they're seen as like these women who watch and go to hockey things and like follow hockey players around just to like be with hockey players. Like they're the ones who like poke the holes in like the condom situations. Like yeah, like cleat chasers or something.
Yeah. Every sport has them.
Every sport has them. And honestly, like, as much as I hated that my brothers did it to me when I was younger, I appreciate it now because, like, they ask me questions that I now am just, like, I know how to explain these things. I understand hockey, like, so well. I have all of my favorite players. I can name players on all my teams. Like, I'm like, no, like, this hockey is my life.
And you have to prove yourself is dumb,
I've had to prove myself over and over and over and over again. And I finally got to a point where the last couple of years, like I didn't feel like I had to. And then all of this has been starting up. And I absolutely adore that there's so many people getting into hockey. They're becoming fans. Like they're amazing. My new hometown team, since I'm up in Seattle, is the Kraken. And everyone knows if you're on BookTok, the Seattle Kraken have really just like taken over BookTok.
Their social media manager has done.
Them, the social media manager is really good. Personally, I would like to see more than like the slow walk. I like watching the guys on the ice. I like seeing like the technicalities that happen behind the scenes with their coaches and their personal trainers and stuff. I love seeing those things because like there's so many facets that go into a good hockey game. So if you're PR for a hockey team, please start posting more of that. I promise you, BookTok will not leave. They are
they're here to still watch it.
They're gonna watch it. They just want to see the hot men.
Yeah, I want to
That's
see
all
them
it is.
beat the absolute shit out of each other.
Yes,
I
I'm
love
a
watching
Nashville.
hockey for the
I
fights.
love a good fight.
Ugh.
You guys don't know a good fight until you see a goalie fight. And I'm not saying like a goalie with another player. I'm talking like goalie on goalie fight. Like watching them go at it is so fucking entertaining because they just come
Listen.
across the ice.
Like,
I'm about to sound real redneck here, but I was a NASCAR kid.
I was a NASCAR kid.
And when you're into NASCAR, the thing that you wait for is the wrecks.
The crash.
that sounds so bad, but I get it.
I was a Joey Logano fan when I was growing up. Like, I loved him. My brother, my dad, and my younger brother were Jeff Gordon fans. My mom was a Jimmy Johnson fan. Like, I was a NASCAR girl too. Don't get me wrong. I'm right there with you. But
yeah,
I love seeing all these people really getting into it. And they're getting into F1 too. And I think, you can kind of see the same thing happening across the board. It's my issue is not with the people reading the hockey books. And if you want a good hockey list, I am your
Kiara
gal.
has it.
I've been reading hockey books for a good 15 years now. Like I love hockey.
She's so many.
So many
Kiara
books.
is the one.
I am your hockey go-to for sure. I will be anyone's hockey BFF in BookTok world. Like if you have questions about like how things are happening and what's going on the ice, please, I will be there for you. I am like die hard. My issue is one, there's a lot of people who are starting to write hockey books without doing the research on hockey. There's a lot of authors who are getting into this niche being like, oh, I can sell a lot of books if I do hockey. Because obviously it's become a big thing, but they're not doing the proper research. There was a book, and I can't think of the name, but they had them in the Stanley Cup playoff, and the two teams playing in the playoff were both East Coast teams. And if you know hockey, you know that would never happen.
That can't happen in any sport.
If you know any sport,
football,
baseball, that would never
basketball.
happen. Literally, it would never happen. And ever. So they had two Stanley Cup playoff teams from the East Coast. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, basic research.
I immediately DNF'd. I'm just like, this would never happen. And so I'm just like, if you are going to write a hockey book, because everyone's reading it. I know Tessa Bailey is writing too. Like, if you are writing hockey books because you know that this is like the niche that everyone is in right now, do your fucking research.
At least like Tessa Bailey, like you've seen her at games.
Yeah.
Like on TikTok and stuff. So like
go to the games, do your research. Like don't just write the hockey book just to try and make a few bucks. And I'm not the only one. I've seen a lot of girls on TikTok who are just like me, hockey fans our whole lives, and they're just like, listen, I'm a snob. I am a snob when it comes to my hocky books. And some of them are worse than I am. Sometimes I'll just be like, I'll get over it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that is such an important aspect of it. Like, if you're writing anything, like, if you're writing fantasy, like, you have to be so precise in, like, how you're writing it, like, down to a T. The same thing is true for any sports romance, you know, any mafia romance. Like, you have to be very specific. And when you're not, and a fan comes across your book and they're reading it and they're just like so turned off by it, like
wrong.
it's just wrong. I'm just like, I get the ick and I don't like it.
And you should. Continuity is important. I get the same way about basketball stuff.
It's so important. I'm a big baseball fan too, and I love baseball recs. It's baseball season, everyone. If you want a good baseball rec book, I'm also your girl. I have a ton. Because Emily grew up playing softball, and so I'd always go to her softball games. We would go to baseball games together. Like, I'm into the sports. And so that's like one of my big issues. The other one is, and this has nothing to do with the people in BookTok specifically, it has to do with the leagues. And again, I have been here my whole life. I've been in the trenches. I am done my time. I feel like I am now having to make people believe that I've been a hockey fan this whole time. Again, like I'm doing this all over again because now there's so many people who are getting into hockey that I'm just like, no, like I've been here forever. And like these leagues the teams are like giving special privilege to like these brand new hockey fans, like brand new, because they have this platform, which I understand. Like they want to bring in more people. But at the same time, I'm just like, there are so many smaller creators who have been hockey fans and their content is specifically hockey related that you're not giving any of this treatment to, like, at all. And I think that there needs to be a good balance. Like, if you're gonna bring in the BookTok girlies, which I fully believe, like, I truly think that this is a great opportunity for the community and to really uplift the game as well. I think hockey is the best game in the world, in my opinion. But if you're gonna do that, you need to be supporting the people who have been around the whole time, who have been supporting you this whole time, regardless of what side of TikTok they're on. Like, I follow so many hockey creators who have never gotten the same recognition that, like, a new BookTok reader that is reading a hockey book has gotten. So I just, like, I would like to see that balance more. As someone who's coming from both sides, like, I'm a reader, but I was a hockey fan before I was a reader. Like, that's just my life. It has always been my life. I will always be a hockey girl before I'm a BookTok girl. So yeah. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm coming off like attacking anyone or that I hate anyone. It's just, like, I've been having a lot of, like, internal turmoil about it because, like, I've already had to prove myself countless times, like, over my life, and I'm only 28, and I feel like I have to do it again for a sport that has been so important to me my entire life. Like, and everyone talks about, like, when you meet, like, a hockey guy, everyone talks about, like, you know, what teams they loved growing up and, like, what influenced them and, like, the things that they knew, but no one talks about, like, their siblings who were right there next to them. They're never in the sport, but they know just as much as the person who played. And so, like, that's me. That's where I sit. I've been encapsulated in this lifestyle, but, like, no one normally talks about it. So
yeah, I think the important thing to keep in mind is we as women, especially women who read, have always faced some kind of misogynistic, like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, if I get one more guy that's like, do you read Brandon Sanderson? No, I don't, but I have some friends who do, and you can suck my dick if that's the only kind of books that you read.
Yeah.
Like, no offense to Brandon Sandy, but it's not the end all be all. So, like, I fully understand where you're coming from, because I remember having to deal with the same issues from being in basketball. I played basketball as a kid. I was very heavily involved. I wanted to be in the WNBA, and then I fucked my back up really bad, and it just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And then being a fan for years, and especially being a fan of a college team, like Wichita State is my team, and people want to test me all the time. I was like, I will fucking pull up their stats on your ass so fast, it's not even funny. So I get it. I also fully understand where you're coming from.
I also want to say, like, I've had this argument, I don't think it's an argument, this discourse with some people actually in our Discord, in regards to, you know, people who are coming into hockey. You know, they don't really have a team that they don't like. They have a lot of players that are attracted that they're following, and they're starting to like those teams, which is great. I mean, we're women and we have eyes. We're not blind. Like, they're hot. And when they take their helmet off and they're all sweaty and they're just like, ooh, girl, it gets me.
Has easily some of the most attractive players out of any sport.
Yeah. Them in rugby, chef's kiss. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Girl. But what a lot of these new fans are having an issue with, at least with me, is there are teams that I absolutely fucking hate. I hate them. I will never like them. I will never root for them, even if they have cute players. Like, no, you're wearing a Ducks jersey? Absolutely not. If you're a Kings fan, you know. The Ducks are arch nemesis. Like, don't even get me started. The Mighty Ducks can kiss my ass. But
I have a friend who works with the Ducks.
There's like attractive players on the team, but like for me, I'm just like, absolutely not. I hate the Ducks. I had some discourse with people, and they're just like, let people like what they like, and I'm just like, okay, yes, but also you need to understand, like, I'm not coming at you from like a you shouldn't like them situation. I'm coming at you like, oh no, like I can't support them, like, and it's something that like they weren't grasping, and I don't know, like and I had this I've had it on TikTok, I've had it on Twitter, like, if you're a hockey fan or any sports, honestly, there's teams that you don't like. And when there's new fans of the sport and they don't
what is it? The Red
understand,
Sox and the Yankees have the most like infamous sports rivalry in history.
everyone said the Red Sox and the Dodgers
convince
too, and I'm like, absolutely not. The Yankees, New York and Boston.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
You'll
It's like
never
like
convince anyone
Broncos and
from
the
the
Raiders.
opposite team to like anyone.
It's never just
Broncos
been.
and
I mean, the
Chiefs.
Red Sox and the Yankees, it's the worst. But like, it's New York and Boston. Like,
Mhm.
it doesn't even have to be a specific sport. It is just New York and Boston. Like, anytime those ones go head to head, unless it's the Celtics versus the Lakers, for some reason that is.
Yeah, that is the option. I can give you that one.
But I think, you know, if you're coming in as a new fan and you have people in your life who have been fans for a while and they don't like the players that you like because of the specific team, just let it be. Like, I can, the Ducks, the Golden Knights, the Sharks, the Canucks, I hate them all. Like, I'm surprised I'm a Kraken fan because literally for the longest time I would tell everyone the Kings are my only West Coast team. So
yeah,
look at
I mean, it's the same growth. It's the same thought process as if liking different characters from the same book series.
Yeah,
like we all have our comfort character, and then we all have a character that we fucking hate in the same series, and there's no convincing to change that.
Like, I am so glad that you
convincing to change that.
I'm so glad that you love that hockey player. That's so good for you. That's right that you are getting into it. We will have issues if you start liking that. Like, the thing with living where I live is that Anaheim and Los Angeles are super close together. So you're going to have like Kings fans and Ducks fans all in the same areas. One of my best friends in high school was a Ducks girl. She's still a Ducks girl to this day. I don't know why. And I've been a Kings fan. And there was one point when we had a deal going in high school that whoever's team won, the loser had to wear that team's jersey. Like, and like we would go to the games together and we would like have a great time. Like, we don't have to not like each other because we don't like the same team.
And I think that's what they're forgetting is just because you don't like that team doesn't mean that you guys can't be friends. It's just
like
I'm that you guys are gonna disagree on, and it's not, and it's serious, but it's not that serious. You know what I mean?
Everyone's getting into the Golden Knights. I hate the Golden Knights. I have my reasons. They fall back to their very first season as a team. But my absolute favorite player, Alec Martinez, plays the Golden Knights now. Our amazing goalie from the Kings, Jonathan Quick, is on the Golden Knights now. I don't like Dallas Star. Everyone loves Tyler Seguin. He's a really attractive guy. My very first favorite player, Matisse Nordstrom, he got traded to the Stars when I was a kid. And so I was a Dallas Stars fan at that point because of Matisse Nordstrom. Like, I refuse to be a team's fan even if my favorite player is there. Like,
that's okay.
Yeah, like, it's okay. It's fine. We're not men. Calm yourself.
I hate the Knights. No, Kyle and I get into it all the time because Kyle is a Golden Knights fan, and I'm just like,
oh yeah, that's funny.
Trash.
But yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and it is hard to have been a fan of something for so long, and then to see people come in. Like, I felt a little bit of those emotions seeing the Akatar explosion not too long ago, and people like going in depth and going into the lore, and I'm like, no, you guys need to shut up.
We've been here. Like, when everyone, because I read the books in like 2016, so obviously after you did Victoria, but still like way before they were ever like big and talked about everything. So you're just like,
and it's just having been a long-term fan of something in general, you're just gonna have those emotions, and it's just a matter of like recognizing like, okay, it's gonna happen. I gotta make the best of the situation, hopefully educate some people if they're willing to listen. And hopefully from this, like, hockey is normalized more as a sport that women are fans of.
Yes.
Because I know a couple of people that I follow. Like, I know the video that I sent to you of the girl who got to see the Stanley Cup. I know you were really upset about that.
She wasn't the only one. And that's the thing. She wasn't the only one.
Yeah, she wasn't the only person to get
it. That's why, like, I said something to you because I'm just getting so upset because, like, it's happening like across the board. And like
Mhm.
I luckily got to see the Stanley Cup with my own two eyes this past February at
Mhm.
Dustin Brown's jersey retirement, and I'd never seen it before in person. Like I was really
Mhm.
close to it, but I've never been given that kind of opportunity, and like I
Yeah.
want that kind of opportunity to like I want to touch the cup. Like
Yeah.
the cup. If you guys didn't know, the Stanley Cup is the oldest sports trophy in the United States. It's from the 1890s. Like it is the oldest one, and they write everyone's name of that winning team on the cup the year that they win. So that thing goes back.
Mhm.
She big,
Yeah.
and I would love to touch it.
Yeah, and I would say that it's more so to the fault of the people who have the cup and who coordinated
And
that
that's
than
why
the
I said like
creators themselves.
it's the league too, because they
Yeah.
aren't, again, they're not giving that same recognition to hockey fans who are specifically posting hockey content. Like there's a ton of really great hockey
Mhm.
creators on TikTok that some BookTok creators have been finding, and some, you know, BookTok creators are like trying to uplift, you know,
Yeah, trying to actually learn.
hockey romance writers are just like, you guys should go follow them. They have really great content and you learn a lot about hockey. I love that, but they're not getting the same recognition that they should be getting
Yeah,
from
from the league.
BookTok and from the league. And I think that that's an issue across the board. Like if you're going to be a hockey fan, like you need to like the slow walks, the men, they're really good. And seeing the fights are really good, but I promise you, once you know more about the sport, you are going to fall even more in love with it. Like,
Yeah.
there is just so many things to it. Not just them stretching on the ice. Why don't you go learn and find out like why they do those stretches on the ice? Like, what is important about those stretches? Like,
I don't need to know about the stretches, but it is important.
I mean, like you and I are not like we're not hockey fans, so for us, it's not like.
I mean, I enjoy watching hockey. I know what's going on most of the time, but
I mean, Katalyn,
but
your team won last year. Like that
and
was
I know they did.
the Avalanche, like incredible.
I mean, it's not my team.
An upset. Like no one saw that one.
I don't follow the Avs. There's like a minor league hockey team up here that I follow more, but
again, also NHL.
Also, the Nuggets are coming out of left field.
NHL, top of the line guys. Go to the AHL teams. Go to the minor leagues. Like, go and watch them. Support them too. It's not just, you know, it's not just the Jack Hughes on. What he plays for? The Red Wings. No, he plays for the Devils.
Yeah, no. Like, there's minor league literally like 20 miles away. So good.
But yeah, back to that video. I do want to clarify really quick though. The specific creator that I sent you was actually a hockey fan. She's not like a big like hockey person. Like that's not her content, but she has been very heavily into hockey and MMA specifically. So she is a fan. So I just want to like clarify for you. She's not like, you know.
No, I know. I follow her. I follow her on TikTok.
Okay. But yeah, I was like, I don't want you to think that she's just like a fake
No,
fan.
I've been following her for a while. I think she's a really funny creator.
But it's not her main content.
It was
it's
kind
hard
of like
not
that
to feel
tipping
snub.
point. It was that tipping point for me. I'm just like,
yeah, because it was back to back. There was a lot of like hockey discourse going on, specifically in BookTok at the time. So I understand why you felt upset, and like it's very relatable. I get it.
And like,
but yeah, it's
the Kraken.
It's like
I
it's a constant.
also Seattle. I live up there, guys. Kraken PR team. If you're listening to this, I live there, and I've been a hockey fan my whole life. Please invite me. Bring me to a game. Take me to the training center.
She will make the TikToks.
I will make the TikToks. I will talk about you guys all over the podcast. I'll make the TikToks and the Instagram reels. I'll do it. The training arena is literally 12 minutes down the street from me. Like, I will go.
Why am I not surprised that you know that?
No, we just found that out. It's at our light rail station. We found it out when we went to the first baseball game, and we're just like,
nice.
So
convenient. It's meant to be. It's meant to be.
But yeah, well, BookTok, CMS sometimes. If you guys know of any other discourse that you think we should know about, like let us know, because obviously we have the sides that we're in mostly.
I will say, you guys, we are about to launch our own TikTok account. So if you have TikTok discourse videos that you want to send to us, I will be watching.
I will probably also be watching.
I love them.
Although I'm like very heavily into black BookTok TikTok. So like there's not usually as much like insanity going on. No offense, y'all, but it's mostly the white girls that do this shit.
No, we know.
As my kids say, it's always the white girls.
No, we were at
So-
Riley's, slight tangent. We were at Riley's graduation this past weekend, or yesterday,
Mhm.
Thursday.
Yes,
And Tammy,
yeah.
my sister-in-law, she is not a white girl. And she was
Mhm.
like, I cannot wait for these white people to start freaking out about the national anthem. Like,
It's always white people.
we know we're
Always white
problematic.
people.
Katalyn and I understand.
We know.
It'll be happening. But yeah, just let us know if you guys have any interesting things that you want us to see about BookTok. If you can find any positive shit about BookTok, that'd be awesome too, because it's depressing sometimes.
Please,
But
I
yeah.
would love to do an episode of like Under the Desk News, but like Book Talk edition. Of,
Like
all
the banana
good-
good news,
Ooh.
banana shirt good news
Banana
only.
Shirt Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. We'll
Mhm.
we'll do it one day. We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. But yeah, for now, Kiara, will you take us out with an affirmation?
I will. So today's affirmation is I am patient with myself and accept that positive changes take time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Poignant.
Oh.
There it is.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure to tune in on Tasty Tuesdays and Thirsty Thursdays for all new episodes. Be sure to subscribe and follow our socials. Listen to the description. Please make sure you like, rate, and leave a review for the podcast to help boost us across platforms. Helps more than you know. Have a lovely day. And remember, stay thirsty, bitches.